Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I know it's going to take a few minutes for people to get in here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. I'm waiting to see what the people coming through. People coming through. Um, hey, Informed. Hey, Boo. Hey, Quake. Okay, y'all are coming in. Come on in. Hit that like button and take a seat. Come on down front. Plenty of seats down. Well, y'all in the VIP. Y'all in green. Y'all over in the VIP. So y'all going over there and get to the VIP. Tracy might have some mimosas. It's early in the morning. I don't know Tracy coming through, but she might have some mimosas. They go Shade the City had me out last night. Baby, when I tell you I am congested, I woke up this morning and it wasn't even cold last night, but the venue was cold. The venue was cold. And I had on sandals. My feet were freezing. And I felt bad because I kept yawning, but I wasn't yawning because I was tired. I was yawning. Well, I was tired, but I wasn't yawning because I was bored. Let me say that. But baby, it was cold. That venue was cold. Stay in the city. We're gonna do a live and give y'all a whole breakdown on our Kempire experience. But let me just say, it was a good time. It was a good time, y'all. I had a good time last night. Um, we have some things to say about the manager of the venue. We'll get into that. I'll wait until we get everybody together. But suffice to say, I'm gonna be writing me an email this today when I get home. I'm gonna be writing me an email. Okay. Um, but it was a good time. Got to see some other content creators. I got to see my girl Taria from the I always say we go, but what else is going on? Podcast. Um Shay Renee was there. She talked with your girl, DJ Richie Sky, and Sergio was there, but we didn't get a chance to meet him. He had to leave before he had to leave during the show, so I didn't get a chance to meet him. But y'all know Sergio, right? Like, I don't know, is he white or Latino? I don't want to be disrespectful, but he does a lot of Bravo content over on he does. I mean, he has a YouTube channel, but I see him more on TikTok doing like his shorts and stuff over on TikTok. Were there any other content creators there, Trees, other than that? If there was anybody else there, trying to turn my head, not my heart. Um, but it was a good time. It was a really good time. Empire, let me tell you something. That was my second time going to the Kempire show. Empire really could do stand up. Like he is funny. And the thing I love about him is he can go from segment to segment. And even if I didn't see Benchworthy lives in Atlanta, so I didn't see him. I've met Benchworthy before. He wasn't there. Benchworthy wasn't there, but he lives in Atlanta. He might have been at the one in Atlanta. I know Scotty went to the one in Atlanta. I'm not sure who else was at the one in Atlanta, but I know Scotty was. He said he'll come back during the Real Housewives of Potomac. He said he'll come back while Real Housewives of Potomac is filming. So I gave him a little Real Housewives of Potomac tea last night. So I'll see if he shares it at his New York show. Um, um, he said that the Brooke Ashley is going to be hosting the one in New York, and he said she's got some tea as well. So we got to wait and see what tea Brooke Ashley is going to be spilling. But yeah, he really could, and that's my second time seeing him. But Kempire is funny, and like I said, the way he goes, even if the one thing I'll say is even if a joke doesn't quite land, he just keeps going. Like he doesn't get flustered. He doesn't get into the like, oh damn, they didn't laugh at that. He keeps moving, um, and he knows how to work a crowd. Like he doesn't there were no hecklers, like, nobody was there trying to heckle him, but there were people, like, yelling out, and I was one of them. I yelled out a couple of times, and that kind of thing, and he knows how to incorporate that into the mood, and make it a thing. Like, he got off on a whole, um, zodiac sign thing, and it was funny, it was funny. But so he definitely if he decided to do, like, the only problem is his content is very specific to people who watch reality TV. But if he decided to do just general, jokes on different things, he definitely could get into that. But I mean, he has a niche audience. I mean, people come and see him. So I mean, he could stick with, what he does. But every time he comes to Atlanta, I'm out of town. Oh no. Well, he said he was coming back to Potomac. I mean, he was coming back to DC while Potomac. He said he's done for the year though. He said New York is his last show for 2025. He said he's chilling until 2026. So I'm thinking Potomac will probably start in early 2026 because Salt Lake City starts next month. And I know Beverly Hills is filming. They're finishing up their second trip. They're finishing up their season now. They probably have maybe, I don't know how many weeks they'll be filming after they get back. But generally speaking, when you watch this show, it's only like 2 episodes, 2 to 3 episodes when they get back from their second trip. So Beverly Hills is finishing up. Potomac is finishing up. They're if they are not already done, they'll be done in the next couple of weeks. Married to Medicine is done. They did their finale. They filmed their finale scene, what, last week, the week before last. So it's a lot of stuff in the can. Um, so it'll probably go like it did last year. It'll probably go Beverly Hills. I think it went, did it go Beverly Hills, Potomac, Married to Medicine, Atlanta? I think that's how it went. Either it was Beverly Hills, then Potomac, or Potomac, then Beverly Hills. I can't remember exactly, but that's generally, um so the winner will have all the shows. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if they're gonna go with Beverly Hills after Salt Lake City, or if they're gonna go with um Potomac. But one of the two will probably start in mid to late November, I guess. And then from there, yeah, from there we'll be on a roll until the spring. Because like I said, Beverly Hills is done like in the next couple of weeks. Potomac is done in the next couple of weeks. Married to Medicine's already done. And Atlanta has started filming. They just started, but they've started filming. So yeah, we about to be on a roll. Yeah, we about to be on a roll for a minute. Yeah. And I don't watch the other shows on Bravo like Below Deck and all of that. So I don't know what those schedules are. Because I don't watch them. Yeah, yeah, congested I am. I blame Treese. I feel like I need to blame somebody, and it's gonna be her. Yeah. The problem is it's unseasonably cool. Like it's really like fall. Like right now I have on shorts and I should have put on pants. I should have put on jeans today. I'm at the dealership getting brakes on my car. If anybody want to donate to the cause, feel free to hit the cash app. Baby, if anybody want to donate to the cause, feel free to hit the cash app. But anyway, no, I'm here getting front brakes. And anybody who know about brakes, baby, I'm getting front brakes. And then they said the word that none of us like to hear. Anybody that's getting brakes, you always hope that they can just turn your rotor and not you have to actually get a rotor. But life is life. So let me say this. Okay, let's get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm pretty certain that Pinky Cole and K Michelle are confirmed. Nobody has come right. Y'all know they're not. Y'all know Bravo is not going to make an official announcement right now. Um, Bravo will probably roll them out. Ooh, I don't. You know what? Because these are such big names. Like generally, when a new person's on the show, they just wait. But when it's somebody like this, like Pinky Cole and K Michelle, they have a presence. They have fans. So I feel like they may roll them out differently. But like when Phaedra came back, they made an announcement. When Portia came back, there was an announcement. I feel like there'll be an announcement, but not right now. Like they literally just started filming. But I feel like maybe a couple of weeks before they dropped it. Now, if it were me, okay, I don't work at Bravo. But if I worked at Bravo, I would probably have a rollout for them a couple of weeks before we drop the trailer for the season. Like I wouldn't confirm anything even though we're going to see them filming and it's going to pretty much be confirmed. But I wouldn't confirm anything until um like maybe 2 weeks before they're gonna drop the trailer. So I would do like a whole like photo shoot rollout for them. You know what I mean? Maybe even talk to like especially like the K Michelle. Girl, why did you decide to come back? Girl, what made you come back to reality TV? Da da da. Like I would definitely do a rollout. Because K Michelle definitely brings a fan base. Whether you love her or hate her, people are gonna watch either because they love her or people are gonna hate watch. It doesn't matter. She's gonna bring fans. She's gonna bring eyes. And Pinky Cole, even though some people may not know, oh, thank you, thank you for the cash app. Thank you for the cash app to the break fund. I appreciate you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stacy. Um, but yeah, and with Pinky Cole, she may not have the same level of a fan base, but a lot of people are vested in her story. People want to see her win. Like people, again, everybody has haters, so I can't say that she doesn't have haters. But I've seen more people want to see her win and like her than I've seen people coming for her. Like I've seen people talk about the restaurant and the food's not good if they're not. And my thing is this: if you're not vegan, I don't want you speaking on. Well, I shouldn't say that. If you're not a practicing vegan, then your opinion on vegan food doesn't hold weight for me. You see what I'm saying? Now, Sakina is vegan and she is true to it. You hear? I've been out to eat with Sakina and she is true to her veganism. Okay, she don't play no games when it comes to making sure that something on the menu is a vegan item. Like I said, I have been out to eat with her, and so if she were to say to me, "Oh, no, I ain't really crazy about it," da 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 da, I would put more weight in her opinion than somebody who's just not vegan, who just went there because it was trendy. Now I will say this. A lot of people say that they think she moved too fast. She was doing too much too soon. I haven't read her book and I honestly did. I know she did an interview with Nene. Y'all know Nene's interviews are hard to watch. So I haven't watched Nene's interview with her and I did not read her book. So I don't know her story about what happened with the business. I honestly don't know what happened. But I know she bought her name back. Like she's got Slutty Vegan back. So whatever happened, she got her company back. But I'm wondering if something now I do think I need to go read her book. Because I'm wondering if something happened to her similar to what they're doing with Uncle Nearest, where maybe she took out some loans or maybe she got in over her head and somebody took advantage of that. The fact that she was able to get her business back, um, You know, yeah, I know she got in some trouble for not paying people on time and stuff like that. Like again, yeah, not the biggest fan since she put a location on the Spelman campus, knowing students can't pay that much every day. Hmm. But that's not really but see. So here's my issue with that, and I hear what you're saying, Des Hop. Here's my issue with that. I put that more in administration than I put that on her. Like for her, it was a business opportunity. You see what I'm saying? For her, it was a business opportunity. I don't I don't blame her for wanting to put her black business on a HBCU campus. I blame administration for not making it something that's affordable for students. What I will say is at the bigger PWIs, they've had restaurants on their campus for years. When I was an undergrad, and I was an undergrad in the 90s, Duke University had like a Taco Bell and like they had restaurants on their campus, and it was a part of the food plan. Like it was incorporated into um like if you were paying for room and board, it was incorporated into whatever the meal plan was. So I don't know how it was set up at Spelman. I don't. But I know having a restaurant on campus isn't a new thing. The bigger PWIs have been doing it forever. And again, how it's set up, I think, is the problem. But I put that on administration and not on her. Because administration should have said, hey, our students might not be able to pay $15 for a burger every day. So how do we make this part of their meal plan? How do we incorporate that? So I hear what you're saying, but I don't put that on Pinky Cole. I put that on the administration because for her it was business, and I don't feel like she was wrong for wanting to take advantage of that. But I do understand the concern of students saying, "Listen, I can't afford this every day." That's weird that it was put on campus and it was operating like a regular restaurant. It seemed to me like the students should have gotten some sort of advantage, a student like a major student discount, or it should have been a part of their meal plan. Right, right. Quake said, I went to the University of Oklahoma and we had major restaurants. That's what I'm saying. I was like I said, Duke, UNC, baby, they had because I remember I had a friend that went to Duke. We went to high school together, and she went to Duke, and I went to Bennett, and I went up there to visit her, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because of course Bennett they had nothing like that. But I remember it was like a Taco Bell, and it was like a couple of other things, but they had a couple of restaurants. But she said it was included in her meal plan. I'm sure it's not unlimited. Like I don't remember the details. I honestly don't remember the details. But I will say, um, I feel like she could go a certain amount of times within a month or something like that. Like I don't. It wasn't unlimited, but it was included in her meal plan. So again, I put that on the administration. I feel like they should have worked something out to make it more affordable for the students. Severe financial challenges, including a $10 million corporate overhead, high debt, and cash flow issues that led to a global company restructure. Okay. Yeah, I might need to read her book. Lots of colleges have chains on campus, Chick-fil-A and Subway are coming. Yeah. You can use the college bucks to pay. Yeah, there has to be. I know for her there was a plan. And like I said, that was the 90s. So I would hope that by the 2020s that it would be a better system than even it was in the 90s. Um, yeah. But again, she's acknowledged from what I have seen, she has definitely acknowledged her part in the issue, right? I do think I do feel like she grew way too fast. But I guess when people are coming at you with opportunities and you feel like you got to take them, you know. But I'm happy to see that she was able to get her company back. And I think her being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, um, one is a steady paycheck, right? Let's call a thing a thing. It's not a lot of money. We know that first year housewives don't make a lot of money. First and second year housewives don't make a ton of money, but it's a steady paycheck. It gives her an opportunity to rebrand herself and rebrand her company. And for people who may not know what Slutty Vegan is or may not know her, it lets people put a face to the name. And as long as she doesn't get too caught up in a lot of mess, I think it's a great opportunity for her. She was spotted filming, so I feel like it's pretty much confirmed that at the very least she's a friend of the show. Kelly had her grand opening this weekend or earlier this week. She had her grand opening for the second location, so that's going to be on the show. That Kelly's second location is officially open to the public. Um, and K Michelle and Pinky Cole were both in attendance. So I feel like that confirms that at the very least, they're filming. At the very least. Um, but I feel like it's a great opportunity for her. Um, and I think that now they say that K Michelle had already walked out of a scene, child. I don't know what that was about. I don't know who it was with, but they say that K Michelle had already walked out of the first group scene, child. Now I will say this. K Michelle knows what she's doing. K Michelle is not new to this. She is true to this, right? She is a reality TV vet, right? She was doing love and hip hop like in the early days, the early days. So, and then she had her own spinoff and that kind of stuff. We know she's been on multiple reality shows. I feel like this. If K Michelle walked out of a scene, it was very calculated. I don't feel like there's anybody on that cast that can intimidate K Michelle to leave somewhere that she doesn't want to be. I feel like it was very, I feel like it was calculated to create a moment, to create a scene, to create drama. Like it's the first group scene and K Michelle walks out. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I feel like whatever it was calculated. I think that I also can see K Michelle getting into it with the OGs. I can see K Michelle getting into it with Portia. I can see her getting into it with maybe Phaedra, but definitely Portia. Even if they start off cool, I see her and Phaedra getting into it. I mean, her and Portia getting into it. Exactly, Quake. I just don't want to see her getting into no negativity. I agree. Pinky called it is. Hey Michelle, baby, get messy. Cause that's what we here for. We are here to see K Michelle act a fool and get messy. Now I believe that K Michelle has matured, right? I don't think we're gonna get the short temperedness of K Michelle, but we're definitely gonna get the petty. We're definitely gonna get the messy. We're definitely gonna get the funny. I feel like. I feel like. Um Make sure y'all are hitting the like button. There's 95 y'all in here and I only have 31 likes. Can we get to like 70 likes, please? And thank you. K Michelle can get all into the mess. And I mean, right, exactly, Quake. Like that's what we're here for. That is we want to see we want to see K Michelle. And that's why I was like, I don't need Pinky Cole to get into it. But I wonder if Pinky Cole and Kelly are gonna have some friction because they're in the same industry. Hey Montrez, hey y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lovely Soul. It's her birthday, y'all. Lovely Soul of two. Y'all know what to do. Flood that chat. Happy birthday, my love. Happy birthday. Y'all flood that chat. Angie is the only one married. Pinky Cole's married. Pinky Cole is married. Shamia is married. Yeah. So Shamia, Pinky Cole, and Faith and child, who you just said? Child, who you just said? Child, wait a minute, hold on. Pinky Cole is married. Um, Shamia is married. Who was the other person y'all just said? Angela. Damn, thank you, Lord, my brain. No, to my knowledge, Pinky Cole didn't get divorced. She just got married. They just had a baby. To my knowledge now, maybe I missed that headline, but I don't remember her getting divorced. She recently had a baby and she married her partner. I don't think they're divorced, but again, I haven't really been following everything going on with her. But they literally just got married. Like, I don't even think that baby's 2 years old yet. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Des Hop. Yeah. She's married to another restaurateur, Dave. And then he opened up I think that was one of the businesses that closed though. But at one time he opened up it was like a vegan, but it was like a jazz spot. Like they had like live music and stuff, but the menu was vegan. Yeah, they're married. So there's that. I think that's gonna be happening. And then they said that Kelly and Portia are not getting along. But you could see that at the reunion. Like they were beefing at the reunion. So I can believe it. I can believe it because they were beefing at the reunion. So I can believe that they ain't getting along. Bar Vegan, that was it. Bar Vegan. It was in Ponce, but it closed. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Des Hop. Yeah, that's what it was called. It was called Bar Vegan. I knew it had closed. I knew it was one of the spots that had closed. So yeah. Yeah, now I heard that rumor that K Michelle is married. So I'm wondering if that's gonna be on the show. Because I heard them saying that K Michelle was married. So well, I'm sure that's a storyline. Oh, excuse me. I'm sure that's a storyline. What a show, child. I mean, I'm not when I say a storyline, I don't mean her marriage is a storyline. I mean her revealing that she's married and who the guy is and all of that. I'm sure that'll be a storyline. That's what I mean. I don't know whether her marriage is real or not, child. Y'all, I am so congested. Like I might have to actually go take some medicine or something. I have a Vicks stick. I don't know if you guys I know the Vicks nostril sticks that you can put up your nose and then I have one of those. I still have one of those. But I might have to stop at the store and get me some medicine for some congestion because my goodness. Get you a nice medicine ball. Oh, there's hop. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a medicine ball when I leave here. Thank you, girl. Yes. Damn it. And I have a Starbucks gift card that keep forgetting to use. I'm gonna put it in my purse because I just don't go to Starbucks that often. And that would be perfect because I think the gift card is for like $10. So that'll get me two medicine balls. But that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a medicine ball as soon as I leave here. They said it's only gonna take like 2 hours, so I said I'd wait because they were like, "Do you want a courtesy vehicle?" Ain't no need me doing all that just to be gone for 2 hours. I ain't got nowhere to go. Because I was gonna go down the road and go to the grocery store. I never did go to Trader Joe's last weekend, y'all. Because the Trader Joe's that I was going to was in Annapolis, and I just decided I didn't feel like driving to Annapolis that day. But now I'm in Annapolis, so I was like, well, hell, I just go ahead. I said I'll just go ahead and hit the Trader Joe's, but I don't feel like getting a courtesy vehicle just to go to Trader Joe's to put groceries in my car just to have to switch it out. No, when I leave here, I'll go to Trader Joe's, but I'm gonna go to Starbucks while I too, and then head home because I only need a few odds and ends from Trader Joe's. I want to get some fruit, I want to get some like kale and spinach, and then get me like some watermelon, some pineapple, and then I want to get some seltzer water. I like their seltzer water, their flavors. Their seltzer water, and I like their beef jerky sticks. That's pretty much all I'm going in there to get. I mean, if I see something that tickles my fancy, I might pick it up. But for the most part, that's all I'm going in there for. And then I'm gonna hit that medicine ball, and I'm gonna go home. I have I'm going out tonight. I'm going to see Lonnie B's play tonight. So I gotta go. I'm gonna go home and chill out for a couple of hours, and then I gotta figure out what I'm wearing. My first instinct was to just go buy an outfit because I couldn't figure out something to wear. And then I was like, no, you have plenty of clothes. You're gonna figure it out. Like you have stuff in this house to wear. You're not gonna go buy an outfit because you're just too lazy to figure out what you want to wear from the clothes you have. See, yeah, I'm doing better. I'm doing better. See? So I didn't. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go home and figure it out. But I still might stop by like Ashley Stewart or something and find an outfit for the first day of school. I do think I want to find something new to wear for the first day of school. And I need to wash clothes too. I need to wash clothes. Because like I said, this weather is weird. It's not hot. It's fall weather. But ain't nobody trying to pull out their fall clothes. Good morning, Auntie. What's for breakfast? Child, I just had a breakfast sandwich. That's wrong. I'm at the dealership. They have like they have stuff here. Um, so I'm I went from COVID. Oh my gosh. No, girl. Not 10 times. My God. Then you got the flu. Girl, go sit down. I hope you feel better, my love. And I hate that you sick on your birthday. That's terrible. That is terrible. I forgot to put lotion on my legs this morning. My legs a little ashy. They're a little ashy. They're not too bad until you get to like the ankles. Oh Lord. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, mm. What else is going on? I said I would come live and talk to y'all for a few minutes. What else is going on? Shoot. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this TD Jakes thing, but I'm gonna have to sit down with the documents. We haven't been keeping up with the TD Jakes lawsuit with Tyrone Blackburn. But there's been some stuff going on that we just need to clown about. So I'm gonna get some of those documents. I'm gonna get some of those documents so we can talk about it. Um, but y'all, they've been clowning over there with that TD Jakes stuff, child. Tyrone Blackburn is a mess. Um, Ain't too much else going on. Trying to think. What was I gonna say? Anyway, oh sorry. Can we get some more likes, y'all? It's 91 of y'all in here. We only have 50 likes. Can we get like 20 more likes? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. So y'all want to know something that I heard that was funny. Okay, let's have a politics moment. I know it's early in the morning and y'all are like, oh my God, I don't want to talk about politics. Oh my goodness. I see you're informed. I'll come back around to it. I was gonna wait for Teresa and them, but we'll probably still tell the story. But I'll tell you. I'll tell you a little bit what happened. I literally just put my fall winter stuff in the garage and gonna have to bring it out. Girl, yes, you. I don't know why you just put it up. Remember, I'm a member, so my vote counts. Your vote for what? What are you voting on, Mims? Mims, I need to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. I need to check on you, sir. See what you doing. Mims be, he be around the world. Been around the world and yeah, yeah. Hey JB, what's up, boo? First of all, I have never cursed you out, Mims. So there's no curse out again. I don't even talk to people that way. What are you talking about? I don't talk to people that way, sir. Um, so here's a politics for y'all, right? So this morning I was scrolling through the Tiki Taki. Y'all know, scrolling through the Tiki Taki. And y'all know with TikTok, it don't take much to fall into the Tiki Taki, right? I mean, like an algorithm. So I was on the algorithm. Somehow I fell into the Texas redistricting algorithm. Yeah. How about this whole thing with the redistricting down in Texas might literally backfire on the Republicans. So let me explain what they were saying today on the videos that I was looking at. Thank you for hitting that like button, y'all. We have 54 likes. I'm trying to get to 70. I would like to get to 100, but can we get to 70? Can y'all hit that like button, please? There's 96 people in the room. Okay. So here's why this whole thing might backfire. And for the people who live in Texas, y'all tell me if this sounds about right. Conspiracy algorithm. Fortunately, I can't get out of it. I'm so far gone. I might start believing Jay. Lord, you done fell down the conspiracy algorithm. El Teddy accused me of being part of the conspiracy this week because of Big Brother. Oh, we can talk about Big Brother, but hold on. Let me finish this thought. So what they were saying was the Republicans redrew the map based off of the last election, right? So like a couple of those districts that they redrew, like they said one district in particular was like basically damn near a 100% Latino district, right? Well, of course, a lot of those people that voted for Trump, they weren't traditional. Okay, so let me say this. Basically, they redrew the map based off of the last election and people who voted for Trump, and not necessarily based off of real Republicans, right? Which there is a difference. There's a difference between people who voted for Trump and diehard Republicans. And so what they're saying is some of those districts were drawn based off of how people voted in the last election. But some of those same people may not vote that way in the midterms, especially since how these policies have been affecting some of these people. Again, example, one district that they redrew ends up being like 100% Latino, like, like 90 something percent Latino. And of course, a lot of the people in that district are no longer support Trump. Now, we know that there are going to be people that are still going to vote against their own best interest. But what they're saying is based off of public sentiment right now, the way they redrew those districts may not work out the way they thought they were going to work out because they didn't take into account current public sentiment. They only looked at how they voted in November. And a lot of those people wouldn't vote the same way. Right, JB. JB said they stand to gain 5 seats, but they could potentially lose up to 10. And so I was listening today, and I mean, you have to find the video and listen to how they're really breaking all the data down and stuff. But I was like, wow, so this is hilarious right now. You know what I mean? Because now y'all see the governor of Kentucky is talking about doing the same thing. Um, and so now listening to it, I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. Like that's actually kind of hilarious. Um, and again, it's still not funny, like how it's not funny, like for real funny, but y'all know what I mean. But yeah, so Lord, let it backfire. It sounds like it might. Again, child, we never know. People still vote against their own best interest, so you never really know how people are going to vote. But it sounds like they they just didn't base it off of the good data. I mean, off of current data. Like they didn't go out and figure out how these people feel before they decided to redistrict. They just based it off of what happened in November. Like, duh. But my question is this: for example, with Jasmine Crockett under this new redistricting plan, she no longer lives in her district. How does that work? Like, is she up for reelection? Is she one of the ones that's up for reelection this midterm? Because how does that even work if she no longer even lives in that district based off this new plan? Like, I need to know something. Like, somebody, y'all that live in Texas, tell me how that works. Like, do they have to have a special election or are they going to wait until her seat is up? Well, those people from the county where that school pow happened, they still voted red. Right. That's what I'm saying. People still vote against their own best interest, so it'll be interesting to see it all break down. Yeah, she's lost her district, but I'm saying how does that work election wise, right? Like, do they immediately have to have a special election once that map becomes official? Or do they just wait till the next election? You see what I'm saying? Like I don't know. That's just a question I'm asking. Okay, Jonathan said, from what they're saying, she would not be able to run, and they're celebrating that fact. Okay, but she'll be able to serve out the rest of her term. I don't know when her term is up. Like, is her term up in November? No, it's not this. The midterms aren't this November. They're next November, right? They can't be. Well, I can't say they can't be, but I don't think they're this November because that's the whole thing. Midterm. This November isn't his midterm, right? That's what. So it is 2026. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Well, this will be interesting. And if it's 2026, then yeah, that makes sense. So that's a year. It'll be interesting. Okay, she'll just finish it out. Cool. Okay. Thank y'all for telling me. Thank y'all for letting the sister know. Mm-hmm. Hear me? Please let me know if y'all can hear me. I just got a phone call. So I don't know if that messed up my live or not. Okay, y'all can still hear me. Cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess she could always just buy a house and move. She has enough time. I mean, I don't know what the state law is, but generally speaking, she's got over a year. She got enough time to establish residency in the new district if she wants to. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I promise y'all I'm not. And if you have anxiety, just close your ears for like 20 seconds because I don't want to make anybody anxious. Y'all, I really think we're on the brink of a civil war. And that's real talk. I'm not playing. That's real talk. With the president talking about sending out troops to all these other cities, um, Chicago, and he named a bunch of cities yesterday. Like, I honestly feel like we're on the brink of a civil war. I really do. It's going to be state against state. Um, Little baby just said the same thing. See, I ain't the only one thinking it. I'm not the only one thinking it. Lord, JB, if we could only be so lucky. If we could only be so lucky. So that's enough heavy stuff, y'all. Let's get into some light. So let's talk about Big Brother, honey. Let's talk about Big Brother. I am fully on the conspiracy theory train. I said it earlier in the week. I said CBS doesn't want to outright pull Riley out of the house because he hasn't outright done anything to violate the rules, right? He hasn't. I mean, I think him and Morgan had a situation, but I don't know what it was. Um, I mean, we see that people feel like that maybe he's been bullying. Hold on. Okay, people feel like that maybe he's a bully, that maybe he's been disrespected and mistreating Catherine. People in the house don't like him for the most part, but I feel like he did not do anything to outright violate the rules. But I also feel like CBS understood that he was a liability, right? CBS understood that he was a liability. So here's my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is CBS convinced CBS convinced Lauren, whatever her name is, to use her power of veto, and Rachel puts up Riley. That gives CBS an opportunity to get Riley out of the house without them actually pulling him out of the house. Now, I know some people, JB is one of them, felt like F that, they should have pulled him out the house and still vote. And then then they would have voted. They definitely would have voted Mickey out. I feel like why they had I feel like the reason why they had Mickey win the blockbuster is because I don't feel like they were convinced that the house would vote to keep Riley over Mickey. Like I feel like I mean it was already a close vote. It was already a close vote again between Morgan and Riley, a very close vote. So I think with Mickey, I think Mickey still would have got sent home. So I'm on the conspiracy theory train because why do we not see at no point in time, there's no way in the world that CBS didn't have a camera on Mickey. Three people are playing the blockbuster. We have never, ever, ever seen that happen. Y'all name a time. JB, you one of my big brother gurus in the chat. Y'all name a time when we've seen a competition happen and we don't see what's going on with all the people competing, especially when it's live like that. When they used to do the head of household and they used to do them live at the end of the eviction. They don't do that anymore. But remember when they used to do the head of household at the end of the eviction and they would do them live? When have we never seen all people competing? And so what everybody had going on, so we knew who the winner was. We have never seen that happen before. We have never seen that happen before. And then even after Mickey miraculously gets 36, Riley still had a minute. There was still a minute left. Like he could have played for another minute because I think it was like a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. He still could have played for like another minute to try to get a bigger score because Mickey locked her score in. So I don't understand why him or Morgan didn't keep playing. That's crazy to me. Somebody said, but wouldn't he have seen someone place the ball? I think he would have seen it if it was that obvious. I don't know if it was that obvious. That kind of game, do you know how easy it is to rig that kind of game? He had time left, but he locked in. Wasn't that on him? Yeah, that was on him. But I'm just saying, I don't understand. I feel like, so here's the thing. I feel like, right, I don't understand why he never looked at Mickey. But do y'all know how many different ways there are to rig a game like that? Like it's just all about weighted. That it's all about the weight of the ball. It's all about where they put the springs in that little, thing that they had to maneuver. It's so easy to rig that type of thing. I mean, literally they're building these things. They have, engineers and stuff that are putting this stuff together. They know what to do. They know how to make it easier. They know how to make it harder. So when I say rigged, I don't think it was as obvious as they came and took the ball out and put a ball in. Like, I don't think it was that obvious, but I just think that Mickey's contraption was just a lot easier to get a better score. That's all I'm saying. He absolutely locked in his score thinking it was higher, which I don't understand. Now that's like, listen, we're not gonna we're not gonna take away the fact that Riley's dumb. We're not gonna neglect. We're not gonna negate the fact that Riley's not that bright. And I also think a little bit of his racism also played into it because it's like he didn't even pay attention to what Mickey was doing. Like he didn't even it was like he just knew he was gonna beat Mickey. So like I think he felt like Mickey wasn't a competition and Morgan was his competition. And that's the only place it seemed like that's the only place that he was focused. And to be fair, I didn't see Morgan really focusing too much either. Cause Morgan locked in too. But again, we didn't see when Mickey got this miraculous score. Maybe Mickey got her score as Morgan was running to lock in and just didn't look back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, y'all. It's weird. It's just weird to me. And the fact that I don't want to spoil it for y'all. I don't want to, let me leave it. I'm not going to say that because I don't want to spoil it for y'all. But I still feel like production put their hand in this. Now, I'm not saying that it was as obvious as we're gonna, switch out the ball and give you a high score. I just think they made hers easier and hoped that she would win. Honestly, that's just what I think, and that's a conspiracy theory. It just seemed very serendipitous that everything worked out the way production needed it to work out this week, right? And I mean, we're not going to forget the fact that Catherine's family reached out to production. Catherine's family started doing interviews, talking about how they felt about what was going on. Like it was getting bad. It was really getting bad. Um, Even the way they were edited. Like I was looking at, I was looking at somebody on TikTok. No, it was Derek Frazier. Derek Frazier from the Cookout. He did a TikTok, and I was looking at his video, and he was like, "Listen, I don't have a problem with Mickey getting the edit, getting the mean girl edit." He was like, somebody has to be the villain. I don't have a problem with her getting the villain edit because she's done some things that have legitimately made her a villain. The problem I have is why isn't Riley getting that edit? Like, why is Riley's edit so nice? You know what I mean? And that's I think is the problem. Because if you're not looking at the feeds, you don't understand why everybody's upset about Riley. But if you're looking at the live feeds, even if you're just getting clips of the live feeds and you see how he talks to Catherine and you see how he threatened to physically harm Ashley. I mean, he tried to, and here's how you know he meant what he said. Because he was like, oh, don't get that on video. Oh, don't get that on camera. I think he doesn't understand that these are live feeds and there's no edit to the live feeds. Like people see what you say. The only time we don't see the live feeds is when they shut the feeds down, meaning production. And there are different reasons why they shut down the feeds. Sometimes they don't want us to know what's going on as far as spoilers and stuff like that. Um, I have not watched this episode yet. So I didn't watch the episode of Real Housewives of Miami. I know what y'all are talking about, but I haven't watched the episode. And then the fact that so from what I read, again, I saw a TikTok video, but from what I read, as soon as you get evicted, you kind of get a debrief, right? They let you know what's going on, what's being said, so that you can get ready for your interviews and be ready for the questions. So from my understanding, When Riley got called in to production after he got evicted to get his debrief, they said that he was in such shock. Like he really truly did not understand why people hated him and why he was getting the backlash that he got. And they canceled all of his post exit interviews. I also feel like, you know what, Duana? I don't think they're protecting Riley. They're protecting themselves. Because here's the reality of the situation. And I know people are like, well, she cried when he left and she really liked him or whatever. Again, y'all, I don't think that we can underestimate a couple of things. Number one, first of all, if you didn't watch the live feeds, it's hard to explain. But if you didn't see how Riley was manipulative and how he manipulated Catherine and um, how he did things to make Catherine feel like she had to acquiesce to him, right? So let me give y'all an example of what I mean. Riley would ask her to sleep in the bed with him every night. Every night, Riley would ask her to sleep in the bed with him, right? She would say no. And he literally would beg her. And then he would say stuff like, see, I know you didn't really like me. See, you're just playing. You're just playing me. See, that like he like again, it may not sound like a big deal, but when you're in a situation where you can't leave, it's one thing when you're in that real world and you realize somebody's being manipulative or you realize somebody's playing mind games with you and you're like, fuck this dude. I'm not messing with him no more. Screw him. But when you're in a situation where you legitimately can't go anywhere, you legitimately can't go anywhere, right? Um, or when he told her to sit down and she obeyed like a puppy dog. Or there was a clip from the day he got evicted where he came into the kitchen and he was like berating her and he was like, why would you do that? That's just so stupid. That's just so stupid. Why would you do that? And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like she said, I'm sorry like 20 times. And he was like, no, you're not. Stop saying that. No, you're not. You're not sorry. You meant to do it. See, I know that there are people because everybody handles things differently. So I'm not going to say what somebody would or would not do, right? There's some people that would have cussed his ass out the first time he did it. And we know that because everybody's different and everybody's experiences are different. But for whatever reason, Catherine continued because let's go back to the beginning. Catherine was not even feeling this dude. And she said it from the beginning, like he's a really nice guy, but no, he's not somebody I would date. So it went from that to what y'all saw on Thursday. And I know people can change feelings and all of that, but people were watching these things on the feeds and feeling like that he was manipulating her, that it was, like somebody said, grooming, that he was, like, again, these are the types of things that were happening in the real world. And then you add in the factor that you can't leave. And I know that people say, well, she could have went to production. We don't know that she didn't go to production. We have no idea. When they go into that diary room, we don't know what they say in that diary room. We know what people tell us. And until she comes out of the house and can speak for herself, we don't know what she did or didn't say in the diary room. He didn't want her talking to anyone else. Isolation is a tool of an abuser. That too, Dewana. That too. That too. Not him and those teeth would be an instant no for me. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and she said it from the beginning. She said from the beginning, he's not somebody I would date. Like he's not my cup of tea. But again, when you're in a house with somebody all day long, like I don't think we can underestimate the social experiment that is Big Brother. They don't have a phone, they don't have a television. They don't even have books. They can play those games, like I think they have checkers and chess. I think they might even have a couple of card games. They can play games, but literally outside of playing games, they can't do shit but just be around each other. They can get in the pool, they can work out. You know what I mean? Like they literally are just in that house every day. So the reality of the situation is you have somebody just constantly boom, boom, boom. So anyway, I say all that to say I don't think that CBS was protecting Riley. I think CBS was protecting themselves. I don't think that CBS wanted Riley to speak to the media until they were either able to better prepare him for what was coming, or they can control the questions. Like I feel like they're gonna let Riley talk to people, but I think it's gonna be very controlled. I think the questions are gonna probably be pre-chosen. Um, and if he chooses to go out and do interviews on his own after that, that's one thing. But the last thing that Riley needed, I mean, the last thing CBS needed was for Riley to do an interview and say, "Well, production talked to me, but I didn't see what the big deal was," or, "Well, I did. They did tell me to kind of lay off of Catherine a little bit, but," because then that's an acknowledgement that CBS knew there was a problem. You see what I'm saying? I don't think they're protecting themselves. Because this Riley thing, if you go over on TikTok, this Riley thing is a big deal. Like I mean, there are TikTok, there are TikTok, like the Big Brother TikTok world. Like go over to TikTok and just type in Big Brother Riley and see what pops up. They are not playing. And some of them have actually reached out to CBS themselves. We know that the family has reached out to CBS. So like this is I think it's deeper than just us as fans. Like CBS probably was like, we can't send his ass out there and let him say something stupid. Right? Exactly. Kenya said he's an emotional abuser at the least. Absolutely, he is. Absolutely, he is. And maybe Catherine in the real world would not, because her family is like, Catherine don't play that. Like that's not who she is. So maybe in the real world, she would have cussed him out. I don't know. I mean, we don't know that. We don't know her like that. But again, until she's able to come out and speak for herself. Now, listen, Catherine may come out that house and say, "Y'all, I was good. I was playing the game. I knew what it was. I'm good." Like, we don't know until she can speak for herself. We have no idea, you know. But her family felt like her family felt compelled to reach out to CBS. I think that says something. I think that says something. She jumped quickly to the no to men to the yes to rally. She did do that. Yeah, like I said, even in the beginning, she was like she wasn't feeling Riley. Oh, he's a nice guy, but no. And then, like I said, you know, it evolved. So I think what'll be interesting is to hear her what she has to say. But I feel like production is going to probably. Here's what I feel like they're going to do. And again, this is my conspiracy theory. Captain is going to make it to jury. That way, they don't have to worry about an exit interview for her. Cat Catherine will make it to jury, which will guarantee that she's in the house until the end, which is what, the end of September. So that means it's another month. And hopefully they're hoping that the whole thing will die down and that everybody will get caught up in the hype of who won Big Brother and all of the things that happen between now and then. But suffice, I'm telling y'all now, Catherine makes it to jury because the last thing they need is to deal with Catherine coming out right now and being able to talk to people. No. Catherine is going to be in that house until the end. She's gonna be there until jury, and which means that she's not going home for another month or so. And again, CBS is gonna hope that all of this dies down, and by the time she comes out, it really won't be that much attention on Riley Catherine. And if she chooses to talk, I'm sure there'll be an interest in people wanting to hear her side of the story, but it won't be what it is now. So that's my conspiracy theory. Catherine makes it to jury. Yeah, Riley has an arrest record. Sure does. Sure does. But yeah, I don't know if JB is still here, but that's my conspiracy theory. Catherine makes it to jury now. Yep, yep. But okay, the informed, are you still here? Are you still here? Drop down if you're still here, boo. Will they invite him to all the postseason parties? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know, Dewana. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So the informed wants to know what happened, what was wrong with the venue. So here's okay. Like I said, we'll do a whole breakdown. Shade in the City, we'll do a whole breakdown. So let me say this. Kempire was great. It wasn't, the situation had nothing to do with Kempire. It had everything to do, and the venue itself, like the other people at the venue were really nice. It was the manager. The manager was problematic. That's my nice way of saying that. And that's who I'll be writing an email about because she was very problematic. So the first thing that happened was, so Kempire invited us, right? So I didn't have to pay, Teresa and them didn't have to pay, Shade in the City. So we all linked up and we took an Uber together. So we all got there together. So when we first got there, the guest list, which we're on the guest list, our names were on the guest list. The guest list wasn't at the front desk yet. So when you first went in to check in, we were like, "Hi, we're guests, of Kempire." So the guy was like, he was very polite. He was like, what was the last day before jury? Majani before jury. So do your swap before jury. So um So he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't have the guest list. Let me go get it." So the manager, the lady that I'm talking about, she had the guest list. So she comes to the front and she looks at the guest list. She was like, "Oh no, they're good. They're good. Their name's on the list." So we were like, "Okay." So we walk inside and she just keeps walking. She doesn't tell us where we're supposed to sit. She doesn't tell us if there's like a reserved section. So we're literally just standing in the middle of the floor, like, okay, well, what the fuck we supposed to do? Now there were tables, so, but they were roped off, and I was like, "Okay, is is the roped off section where we're supposed to sit?" Like, we just didn't know. So, we went back to her, and I was like we were like, "So, is there any particular place we're supposed to sit?" She was like, "No, you're general admission. You could just sit in the general admission area." And I was like, "Okay." So, in my mind, I was like, "Well, I wanna sit at a table," right? So I said, "Well, are all the tables sold out?" She said, "Yes." Okay, no problem. So we go and we find seats. A subscriber that was there was actually saving me a seat, but I told her I didn't think I needed a seat because I was like, we're invited guests. I thought there would be an area for us to sit. So we sit down and then we see DJ Richie Sky, and he's literally doing the same thing we did. Him and his guests are literally just standing in the middle of the floor, like, where are we supposed to go? So Kempire's, I thought it was his manager, but it's like his friend. She actually, so there were 2 seats in front of us where we were sitting. So yeah, she actually came over and was like, "Is anybody sitting in these seats?" And the people next to, the people sitting there were like, "No." She was like, "Okay, don't let anybody sit in these seats. I'm coming right back." So she brought DJ Richie Sky over and his guests. So they ended up sitting in front of us. And again, I don't have a problem sitting in general admission. I just didn't know where I was supposed to sit. So let me be clear. So that went on, do 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 do, yada yada yada. No, I missed the whole part. So she told me that the tables were sold out. I was like, cool. So then there was another group of ladies that were sitting. So it's hard to describe. There were 2 tables that were roped off and they were off to the left side. Nobody was sitting at those tables. So there was a group of ladies that sat at the table, not realizing that those tables were reserved. So the manager goes over to them and lets them know, sorry, these tables are reserved. These tables belong to somebody. So she was like, well, are there any tables available? She was like, she told them, go check in the front. I don't know. Now, she had just told me no, but she told the other lady, well, go check in the front. I don't know. So both of us end up walking to the front. The lady, sorry, the other lady was got there before me. So the guy at the front, the front check-in stand was like, "Oh, there's one table available." So of course she got the table because she got there before me. But what pissed me off was, well, I asked about a table and you told me they were sold out. Now you're saying maybe go check. And he was like, "Oh, there's only one left." Now, that's very important. We're gonna come back to them tables in a minute. So again, we sat down, no problem. We went through the show, yada yada yada, no big deal, blah blah blah. Some other stuff happened. Like I said, we can give you guys all the details when we do the show, when we do the live preview with Shade in the City. But suffice to say, when it was over, we were all just standing around talking to Taria and all that kind of stuff. Taria was like, "Yeah, she was like, the lady didn't tell y'all where y'all seats were." We were like, "No." She just was like, "Y'all are in general admission." She was like, "Y'all were not in general admission." She was like, "We had 2 tables off to the side roped off for y'all and for us, for DJ Richie Scott, and Sergio was there too with his partner." She was like, "No, we had tables roped off for y'all." I was like, "The table," she was like, "Those tables over there to the left." I was like, "Oh, they sold those tables." She was like, "They did what?" I said, "Yeah." And I told her what happened. So the table that they made that lady pay for to like upgrade to the table was our tables. We did have reserved seats that Kempire had asked for off to the side at the tables. They never gave us those tables. They made, well, not made us, but they told us we had to sit in general admission. And again, I'm not saying it like it's a problem with general admission, but he did rope off tables for us. And so he didn't know that. And not only did he not know that we weren't given the seats that we were supposed to be given, then they had the nerve to charge those people for seats that they weren't even supposed to be selling. So yeah, it's again, it's more, y'all. It was a few things that this manager did that were a problem. They fucked up the meet and greet. Um, it was a mess. So we'll give like I said, I'll get y'all more details, but that's like one example of what happened. But yeah, and again, it's not a big deal, y'all. Like it wasn't like I don't want nobody to be like, oh, she was too good. I didn't care about sitting in general admission. It was just I didn't know where we like you she literally just walked like, "Oh yeah, they're on the list," and she walked off. So we were like, "Well, where are we supposed to sit?" Like we did not know. You know what I'm saying? It was like, "Hello." And then come to find out that there were seats for us, but she didn't tell us and then sold the seats. It was crazy. No, she ain't well, I don't know, she might have been able to pocket the money, I don't know, but they made the lady pay up front, like, it wasn't like she gave them cash, she went to the front and they just charged her with whatever the upgrade was. "What's up, Don? We talked about you last night, Don Don." I saw Shay Renee, she asked me about your, yeah, call me because I got because Shay Renee was asking me questions and I was like, "Girl, I don't know." So, yeah, definitely call me. Um I gotta get my tickets. I was telling Shay Renee that. She was like, "Are you going to Don Don's thing?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "But I didn't even get my ticket yet." She was like, "Girl, me either." So I know I gotta get my tickets and she gotta get her ticket. But yeah, definitely call me today. So yeah, that's what it so like like I said, it's more to it when I think maybe Monday we'll try to do because I know Teresa's traveling today. I mean, she's traveling this weekend, so um I don't know what time she's getting home tomorrow, but maybe Monday or Tuesday we'll do a breakdown. Because like I said, there was a few other things that went down. I'm just giving y'all the brief overview. But yeah, baby, trust and believe we're gonna be writing a letter. Because again, she was just a mess from the beginning to the end. She was a mess. And like I said, the venue itself, like all of the people that worked there were really polite, except for the guy at the bar. Oh, you know what? I got to complain about the guy at the bar too. So let me tell y'all how. Okay, let me tell y'all this story. And I ain't say nothing. I ain't even. I hope I don't know if Teresa's still listening or not. So I went to the bar to get my drink, and I ordered me something to eat. So I didn't. Now I do tip. Let me preface. I do tip, and I'm actually a very good tipper. But the bartender who took my order, I noticed that they were delivering people like they had people delivering our food. Like they gave you like a stick with a number on it and then they would bring you your food. So I saw the people running around delivering the food. That's who I was going to give my tip to, right? I was going to tip them, the people who actually brought the food to my seat. Now, when I'm at the club, I do tip the bartender. I'll usually add a little dollar to the tip jar or whatever. So let me be clear. But I want to give y'all my thought process on what happened. So when I purchased my food, I didn't buy an alcoholic drink. I bought a soda and I ordered food, right? This is what I don't like. I paid for my food, I signed it, whatever. So then he was like, "Do you want to add a tip?" I said, "Excuse me?" He was like, "You don't want to add a tip? Like it would really help my kids in school." First of all, sir, I felt like he was rude to me when I was ordering my food. Cause let me tell you what he did. See, Jesus. Okay, let me rewind. So when I went to go order, I was like, so when I looked at the menu, they had sliders, they had pizza, fries, whatever. So I was trying to decide if I was going to get pizza and fries or if I was going to get a couple of sliders and fries. I was trying to figure out how I was going to do it, right? So when I got all the way to the front, I realized that they had a meal. They had like sliders with fries. So I said, "Oh, cool. I'll get the sliders with fries." And so it came with two. You could pick two of the sliders, and you got fries. Cool. But they had falafel. So I was like, "Ooh, I want to try the falafel." So I was like, "I want to do the sliders and the fries meal." I said, that comes with I said, "But," I said, "I want to do the fries." He was like, "Well, it comes with fries." Bitch, I know it comes with fries. I was trying to tell you what I wanted with my order. So I said, "I'll take the two cheeseburgers with the meal." I said, "But I want to try the falafel." He was like, first of all, he looked at me like he didn't understand what I said. Like, and I hate to always make everything about race, but like the black lady couldn't want falafel, right? Because that's how he looked at me. He paused and he was like, "Falafel? Yes, I want the falafel." Okay. You just want that on the side? Bitch, yes. Because why would I? Because I can read and I can comprehend. So he'd already pissed me off when I was ordering my food, if I'm being honest. And then I was like, "I'll take a Diet Coke." But he started pouring my drink. He was pouring a regular Coke. He was like, "Coke, right?" I said, "No, Diet Coke." Why he act like I said something wrong because he fucked up and was pouring the wrong drink? So he had already kind of pissed me off, and that's why I decided I'm going to tip the person who actually brings me my food because he wasn't okay because he wasn't delivering the food. So in my mind, I was like, okay, all he did was take my order, and he had an attitude about that. I'm gonna tip the person who actually has to run around this place delivering the food. So when he gives me the bill and I sign it, so when he says that up to me about the tip, that's what pissed me off. First of all, I hate when people ask for a tip. And I know that everybody does a tip. I understand that. I get that. But I hate when people ask for a tip. I don't like it. And in that situation, I had made a conscious decision not to tip his ass. So when he did that, that pissed me off even more. So I was like, "Excuse me." And that's when he said the thing about his kids, whatever. Now, Treese over there, always being you know, the nice person, she laughing and made a joke about it, like, "You don't even look old enough to have kids in college. Ha 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 ha, ha." And I'm standing there because I'm pissed, but I'm sitting here like, now I don't want to cuss this man out and I don't want to make a scene. I said, "I tell you what." So I tipped him $1. Fuck you. I was like, "How much is the bill?" My bill was like $24. I was like, I'm tipping you a good dollar. Because I didn't like it. I just didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the person who bought me my food, I made sure I gave them a tip. I just didn't like that. Yeah, that pissed me off. I forgot about that. And I meant to tell Teresa about that on the way home. That pissed me off. Right. The tipping culture is ridiculous. And again, I don't have a problem tipping and I tip well. Like I tip well and I don't have a problem with it. But in that situation, it pissed me off. Exactly. It ain't my responsibility to take care of your kids. Maybe if you were a little nicer, I would have gave you a tip. But you had a whole attitude with me and I ain't appreciated it. Mind you, this was after we dealt with the whole seat situation. So I was like, yeah, this is a situation right here. But yeah, yeah. So that was that experience, child. I'm trying to think. Oh, yawning. Do I need to take a nap? I need to go home and take me a nap. It's a little cold in here too. Right, sweet pea, a nasty attitude equals no tip. Yeah. So, but we'll get into it when Shade in the City and I do our review, child. We'll break it all the way down. But I will say that none of it is on. Kempire. Like none of the situation that went down with the manager or whatever, it had nothing to do with Kempire. I tip well, but don't ask me for one like it's an obligation. Exactly. Like I don't like it. And it's funny because like when you go over to France, you're not supposed to tip in France because they get paid what what people should get paid, so they don't have to live off of their tips, and you're not even actually supposed to tip. And in some places in France, they're not allowed to take tips, like because they know that like especially Americans have that mindset of a tipping culture. So they're not even allowed to take tips in some places. They're like, no, you keep your money, no ma'am. Like they'll get in trouble if they're seen taking tips from people. So keep that in mind if you guys go to France. You ain't supposed to be tipping. It may be a European thing. Auntie Kim said, I think it's the same way in Greece. It may be just a European thing altogether. I know that, I do know that, I want to say, was it Italy? Was it, was the people were like, no, you can, no, no, keep your tip. They were like, they were very polite about saying, no, we're good, no, we're fine. Like they wouldn't take a tip from us either. But I can't remember what part of Italy it was. I don't know if it was Rome or Venice. I can't remember. Being rude to a person and still feeling entitled to their money is the height of audacity. You better say it again. You better say it again for the people in the back. Babbity bap bap bap. Hey girl. Girl. But yeah, let me see. What time did I've been on here for about they should be almost done with my car. Let me get off of here, y'all. I'm about to go to the ladies' room, and by the time I go to the ladies' room and go get something from the bar, not a real actual bar, but they have like a breakfast bar here with coffee, and I think I'm gonna go get me some coffee because I'm cold. I'm gonna go get me a cup of coffee, and I might get something for later because I got the guy gave me like a credit, so I'm gonna use it up. I'm gonna go to the bar, the breakfast bar. I know I keep saying bar. I don't want y'all thinking about the drinking and get in my car, but they should be almost there. They said 2 hours, and I've been live for 77 minutes, and I was here for about 20 minutes before I went live. So the U.S. is the only country where the employees depend on tips as part of. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, I felt like it was mostly European, but got you. Thank you. The U.S. service industry pay is based in racism and classism. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Boo. Yeah, so by the time I do all that, I should be almost done. And I'm gonna go get me a medicine ball and I'm gonna go buy Trader Joe's before I go home. And then I gotta figure out what I'm wearing. I may, depending on what time I get home, I may be able to have enough time to do a review before I go out because I have to leave. The doors open at 6. I'm Ubering. I'm not driving, I'm Ubering. So I probably need to leave my house no later than 5:15. So if I get home by like 3 o'clock, I should have enough time to watch something and do a review. Either Miami. Child, I need to get caught up on Love After Lockup. Um, if I get home, I may watch Miami and do Miami review. Give me some Afro. Oh, I ain't heard Afrin in a long time, girl. I don't know when the last time I heard somebody say Afrin, child. But yeah, I'm gonna hopefully if I can get out of here in the next 30, 40 minutes, I should be able to get home because the Trader Joe's is only a few minutes from here. And I'm sure there's a Starbucks. If there's a Trader Joe's, it's a Starbucks real not too far away. And then I'm gonna go home. I gotta figure out what I'm wearing tonight, y'all. I know I'm wearing pants. I know I'm gonna wear pants. But I think I got like these camouflage like jeans that I might wear. Cause then I don't really have to worry about the top that I'm wearing with it. Cause anyway. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the Cash App again, Stacy. If anybody else want to donate to the break fund, because I'm in here getting breaks for my car, child. If anybody else want to donate, y'all know y'all can hit the Cash App. But other than that, child, y'all know I ain't tripping. I will see y'all at some point later on today. Talk to y'all later. Peace.